Welcome back to Immigration News Today, the channel where we cut through the noise and bring you clear, accurate, up-to-date immigration information you can actually use. If you are a green card holder, a lawful permanent resident, or you have a loved one who carries that little green card in their wallet, what I am about to share with you in this video is something you absolutely need to know before your next international trip. Because as of December 26, 2025, the rules changed. And not just slightly. We are talking about one of the biggest expansions of border technology and biometric data collection in United States history. Now, I know that sounds big and maybe a little intimidating, but I want you to stay with me, because by the time this video is done, you are going to understand exactly what changed, what it means for your green card, whether your travel is still safe and legal, what you need to do before you leave the country, and what to expect when you come back. Let's get into it. So let's start at the very beginning. The United States has been working toward a comprehensive biometric entry and exit tracking system for a very long time. In fact, Congress first mandated this kind of system back in 1996. That is almost 30 years ago. But for decades, the rollout was slow, fragmented, and limited to pilot programs at select airports. Green card holders, Canadian visitors, diplomats, young children, and elderly adults often moved through the border with minimal or no biometric capture, especially on the exit side. That is no longer the case. On December 26, 2025, the Department of Homeland Security published and activated its final rule, officially titled The Collection of Biometric Data from Aliens Upon Entry to and Departure from the United States. This rule was published in the Federal Register in October 2025 and went into full legal effect on December 26, 2025. And what this rule does is sweeping. It authorizes U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which is CBP, to collect facial biometric data, meaning photographs captured through facial recognition technology, from every single non-U.S. citizen, every time they enter and every time they leave the United States, at airports, seaports, and land border crossings. Now here is what makes this different from anything that came before it. Previously, there were carve-outs. Diplomats were often exempt. Canadian travelers frequently moved through with lighter screening. Children under the age of 14 were exempt. Adults over the age of 79 were exempt. All of those exemptions are gone. This rule is universal for foreign nationals. That means your age does not matter. Your nationality does not matter. And critically, your immigration status does not exempt you. Whether you are a tourist on a visa, a student, a temporary worker, or a lawful permanent resident with a 10-year green card, you are covered by this rule. Let me pause right here and speak directly to you if you are a green card holder, because I know this is the question at the top of your mind. Is your green card still valid for travel? The answer is yes. Having a green card, also known as a permanent resident card or Form I-551, is still your legal authorization to live and work permanently in the United States. A green card holder's right to enter the country has not been revoked by this rule. What has changed is the process at the border. You will now be photographed, and in some cases fingerprinted or have your iris scanned, every single time you cross a U.S. border, both when you leave and when you return. CBP is using a system called the Traveler Verification Service, which is a cloud-based facial recognition platform that matches your photograph against your travel documents and immigration records in real time. The agency says most travelers will clear in under 15 seconds once the system is fully deployed. But in the meantime, especially during the rollout phase, you should expect the possibility of longer processing times at some ports of entry. Now, a very important and practical point. What happens if you refuse? According to CBP guidance and the Federal Register filing, refusal to comply with biometric capture can result in serious consequences. Non-citizens, including green card holders, who refuse to provide biometric data can be denied boarding by airlines, denied entry into the United States, or denied verification of their departure. Civil fines of up to $5,000 have also been referenced in the implementation guidance. So this is not optional for you as a non-citizen, it is mandatory. And that is a critical distinction. For U.S. citizens, by contrast, biometric collection remains voluntary. Citizens can opt out simply by telling a CBP officer or airline representative, and they will be processed through a standard manual passport check. But if you are not yet a U.S. citizen, even if you have a green card and have lived here for 20 years, you must comply with biometric screening. Let's talk about the rollout timeline, because this is important for understanding what you will actually experience when you travel in the coming months. CBP has been transparent that full nationwide implementation will take between 3 and 5 years. Right now, the system is being prioritized at major commercial airports. From there, CBP will expand to seaports and then land border crossings. Land borders and private aircraft entry points are still working through their implementation plans, and CBP has said it will publish additional Federal Register notices before expanding into those environments in a large-scale way. So if you are crossing at a busy international airport like JFK, LAX, O'Hare, or Miami, you are very likely to encounter the biometric gates right now. If you are crossing at a smaller land port, the full system may not yet be deployed there, but you should still expect manual biometric verification by CBP officers in the meantime. The bottom line is, regardless of where you cross, you are legally required to comply. Now I want to take a moment to address something that has been circulating widely online and causing a great deal of anxiety in immigrant communities. There are reports and news coverage about heightened scrutiny for green card holders from certain specific countries. According to reporting from Newsweek and confirmed by DHS guidance, USCIS will conduct intensive reviews of green cards issued to citizens from 19 countries. Those countries include Afghanistan, Burma, which is also known as Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. DHS has flagged these countries due to concerns about previous vetting and approval standards. If you are a green card holder from one of these countries, this does not automatically mean your green card is being revoked. But it does mean you may face additional scrutiny, additional questioning at the border, and potentially requests for documentation. If you fall into this category, I want to urge you very strongly to consult with a qualified immigration attorney before your next international trip. Do not wing it. Get professional guidance specific to your situation. Let me walk you through some practical scenarios so you can visualize what this actually looks like when you travel. Imagine you are a green card holder who has been living in the United States for 8 years. You are traveling to visit family abroad for 2 weeks. When you get to the airport check-in counter, the airline representative will direct you through a biometric lane where a camera will take your photograph and verify your identity against your travel documents. You board the plane. You travel. You have a wonderful visit. When you return and enter U.S. Customs, you will again go through biometric processing, either at an automated gate or with a CBP officer using a camera or mobile device. Your photograph will be matched against your passport, your green card information, and your immigration records. If everything matches, you move through. That is the expected experience for the vast majority of travelers. Now, here is another scenario. Imagine you are traveling for more than 1 year. This is a crucial point for green card holders. If you leave the United States for a continuous period of 1 year or more, you risk being considered to have abandoned your permanent residency. This is not new law. This was already true before December 2025. But with the new biometric exit tracking now active, CBP will have a much clearer, more precise record of when you left and when you returned. If there is any gap in that record, or if your absence approaches or exceeds that 1-year threshold, you can expect heightened scrutiny. If you know you will be outside the United States for an extended period, ideally you should apply for a re-entry permit before you leave. A re-entry permit, filed on Form I-131 with USCIS, allows lawful permanent residents to remain outside the country for up to 2 years without automatically abandoning their residency. Please look into this if extended travel is part of your plans. And here is another scenario worth discussing. What if CBP's system makes a mistake? What if the facial recognition technology incorrectly matches your face with someone else's record, or flags an error in your travel history? This is a legitimate concern raised by privacy advocates and civil liberties organizations, and it is something to be aware of. CBP does have a program called the DHS Traveler Redress Inquiry Program, which is often referred to as DHS TRIP. This is the official government process through which travelers can challenge errors in their records, including biometric or identity mismatches. If you experience a problem at the border related to a biometric error or an incorrect record, you can file a redress inquiry through DHS TRIP. You can also work with an immigration attorney to resolve the issue. Document everything, know your rights, and do not panic. Most travelers will not experience errors, but it is smart to know this resource exists. I also want to address the data privacy question, because many people are rightfully asking, what does the government do with my photograph? According to CBP's official guidance, facial images collected from non-US citizens are enrolled into the DHS Biometric Identity Management System and can be retained for up to 75 years. That is consistent with what federal law allows for immigration records. CBP has published more than 10 privacy impact assessments covering how this data is gathered, stored, analyzed, used, shared, retained, and deleted. For U.S. citizens who voluntarily participate, photos are discarded within 12 hours. For non-citizens, including green card holders, the images become part of your long-term immigration record. Privacy advocates, including organizations like the American Civil Liberties Union, have raised concerns about the breadth of this data collection and the potential for misuse. Legal challenges are reportedly in preparation. Immigration News Today will continue to monitor those developments and bring you updates as they unfold. So, what are the concrete steps you should take right now? Let me give them to you clearly. First, check that your green card is current and not expired. An expired green card can cause significant problems at the border, even without any biometric issues. If your card is expiring within the next 6 months, file your renewal, Form I-90 with USCIS, as soon as possible. Second, if you are from one of the 19 countries flagged for enhanced review, consult an immigration attorney before traveling internationally. This is not alarmism, it is practical preparation. Third, if you are planning to be outside the United States for more than 6 months, talk to an immigration attorney about your options. If you anticipate being gone for close to or more than a year, file for a re-entry permit on Form I-131 before you leave. Fourth, when you travel, bring your complete set of travel documents. That means your green card, your valid passport from your country of origin, and any other immigration-related documents you have, such as your most recent approval notice, your re-entry permit if applicable, or any advance parole documents if you have a pending application. Fifth, arrive at the airport earlier than usual, especially during this rollout period. Longer processing times are possible as airports continue to upgrade their biometric infrastructure. Sixth, do not refuse biometric capture. As we covered, doing so has serious consequences. Cooperate with the process. Seventh, if you experience a biometric error or believe your records are incorrect, look into DHS TRIP and consider consulting an immigration attorney. One final practical note on naturalizing. If you have been a green card holder for long enough and meet the eligibility requirements, this biometric rule is one more reason to seriously consider applying for U.S. citizenship. As a U.S. citizen, you are not subject to this mandatory biometric collection. You can opt out. You have full re-entry rights regardless of how long you have been abroad. You do not face the same level of immigration scrutiny at the border. Naturalization through Form N-400 with USCIS is a significant step, and it is not right for everyone, but it is worth discussing with an immigration professional if you qualify. Before I wrap up, I want to take a moment to be very direct with you. Immigration policy in the United States is changing at a historically fast pace right now. What is true today may be subject to modification, challenge in the courts, or further regulatory action in the weeks and months ahead. I encourage you to always verify what you hear, including on this channel, against official sources. The primary sources for information on this topic are CBP's official website at cbp.gov, the USCIS website at uscis.gov, and the DHS website at dhs.gov. For data on the Federal Register rule itself, it was published in October 2025 and went effective December 26, 2025. Please consult those sources directly. And for anything related to your personal immigration situation, please work with a qualified, licensed immigration attorney who can review the specific facts of your case. Nothing in this video constitutes legal advice. It is informational, and it is meant to empower you to ask the right questions and go to the right places. That is what Immigration News Today is here for. We want you to feel informed, prepared, and supported, not scared. The rules have changed, yes, but knowing the rules puts you in control. And that is exactly the kind of knowledge we work every day to bring you. If this video helped you understand the new biometric rules and what they mean for your green card and your travel, please give it a thumbs up right now. It truly helps us reach more people in the immigration community who need this information. If you have not already subscribed to Immigration News Today, please do so, and make sure to hit the bell so you do not miss our next update. We cover new policy changes, USCIS processing updates, travel advisories, and practical immigration guidance regularly. Check the video description below for links to the official CBP Biometric Program page, the DHS Trip Redress Program, and USCIS resources on green card renewal and re-entry permits. Share this video with anyone you know who has a green card or is planning to travel internationally soon. They need to know this. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep moving forward. We will be right here with you every step of the way.